tongue tie again back on this horse, so maybe he just choked down last start. He's a very good horse at this level. There's no reason why he can't perform better than that, and he does get his chance to improve here.
One of John Hawke's 4 runners in the race. He's had to have a roster system going with the instructions for the jockeys. Number 4, Crawl, Brett Preble, the rider.
This horse ran 3rd in this race last year to Testarossa. No luck in getting a run at Caulfield. He was on the inside there, and he has been racing very well this time back in. So I've left him there with a very strong chance, Pete.
Also for John Hawke's, number 5, High, Darren Beedman, the rider. This horse has untold natural ability, Jen.
He has, and he gets back and he runs on, and he gave Sedurka 6 lengths at the 400-metre mark last start and really ran on well. That was on Saturday, and the way he's racing, if he gets the breaks in the run, he's definitely a chance.
I was going to say the grey number 6, but that's not right. It's the white number 6, La Zagaleta. He has really gone. Look at him, just a shade of white. Danny Nikolic, the rider for Lee Friedman.
They age very quickly, the greys, don't they? They get wider and wider. He's been racing in the best form of his career, Pete. He's such an honest type of performer, and he likes a little bit of give in the ground. We just had that shower, so he comes into it.
Speaking of honest gallopers, number 7, Weasel Will, fits into that category. Nigel Blackiston trains. Craig Williams rides. If the race was at Moonee Valley, he'd nearly be favourite.
Yes, well, last year he ran 2nd in this race, and he won the Waterford Crystal, and once again he's won the Waterford Crystal. He's going in with exactly the same preparation. He looks fantastic. He's a chance.
Final Fantasy, number 8, Mark de Montfort, is the rider for Bruce Cross. And, of course, this horse has already won one of the Group 1 features this season, the Epsom.
Yes, I don't think he probably handled Moonee Valley all that well last time, and a lot of horses don't, Pete. But the Epsom winner, he's capable of a lot better than that, and another horse in a very competitive race with a chance.
What about the McKinnon winner, Jen? Number 9, La Bella Dama, Graham Rogerson trains. Scott Seamer rides.
Well, she's won her last 2, the Tessio and the McKinnon Stakes, so you can't do much better than that. She led all the way in the McKinnon. She'll probably lead again here, Pete. I think she's a good chance.
The Mission came up the favourite on the score of a couple of very good runs lately. Cliffy Brown, the trainer, and Dee Oliver is the man in the saddle.
Thought he had every chance last start in the McKinnon. He did chase very hard towards the end, but he did carry 58 kilos, so he drops 5 kilos here. Very important. He does need it firm. I don't think it's affected enough yet. He's a chance.
The David Hall train, number 12, Ackerbilt. Greg Childs has the sit.
Another horse that probably had his chance to win in the Alambia on Saturday. He's a fitter horse going into this race. Once again, you know, he does like the sting out of the track. Gets a little bit of that now. Yeah, he's a chance.
And the white and cerise colours, number 13, Defier, Larry Cassidy for Guy Walter.
Been a big fan of this horse for quite some time. He does get back and run on. He does need luck in his races, therefore. And he meets Weasel Will 2 kilos better for his last run. So I think he'll run into this race and give a good side.
Flavour just behind him is in the 3rd set of John Hawke's colours. In the black with the white star, Peter Mertens rides.
Yes, this horse won over 1,400 metres this day last year. It is his first go, hard to believe really, over the 1,600 metres because he's an 8-year-old, Pete. Yeah. But he's always thereabouts, and you know, he's an honest old horse. He's a place chance. 4th
of the quartet for John Hawke's, number 15, Lord Essex, Darren Gouchier boy.
He sat 2nd, held on really well at Caulfield last start. Disappointing at Moonee Valley. If he can reproduce the Caulfield run, probably there with a place chance.
16, Mr. Bureaucrat, just turning around in front of the grandstands, is ridden by Adrian Robinson for Warwick Hales at Hawkesbury.
His Toorak run and the Waterford Crystal run were both pretty good efforts. They're very honest efforts, and he's an honest type of performer. He's certainly there with some lightweight chance in the race as well.
And Brave Prince, a late scratching, leaves number 18, Desert Eagle, as the last runner. Karen McAvoy is the rider for Matthew Ellerton.
Ran 2nd to Scenic Peak last Saturday and probably had his chance to win there. Karen McAvoy to ride. It's like query over 1,600 metres for me, so I'd say place at best there.
Hard race, Jim. What about the trifecta?
Oh, extremely hard, Pete. I'm going for number 13, Defio, number 4, Crawl, and number 7, Weasel Will.
So 13, Defy, the top pick from Jenny Chapman. And there are the facts for Desert Eagle at 31.50 and 7.40 on Super Tab. Has the advantage of the inside gate, has the advantage of last year's Melbourne Cup winning jockey in Karen McAvoy. There's the magnificent trophy. It's so unique. $2,500 worth to the connections of the winning horse today in the 83rd running of the Emirates Stakes. It's had many names over the years, but the one thing in common is that it has always attracted the best milers, Dan Malicki.
Certainly has, and it's always about 6-1 the field, Pete. Number 1 is out. Umrum is $18. Mr. Murphy 22. Crawl 9. Higher 8. He gets a good chance today. It was a big run last week. La Zagaleta, the grey, at $11. We saw Weasel Will, Final Fantasy, La Bella Dama. A Mission at $5 is the favourite on the tote. 9.80 Defier. Pretty big odds about a few of the others. Mr. Bureaucrat at 17. 17 is actually a scratching Brave Prince now, and Desert Eagle at $25. So that's the look on the tote. What about the ring, Tim Gossage?
Omission has certainly got the blows, Dan Maleka, I can tell you that. It's much too short on the tote. You can get much better in the betting ring. It has been a big drifter. The best runner back from the Hawk stable is number 4, Crawl. It's been heavily commissioned late, and a couple of longer rods have been back well, and 12 Ackerbilk, and down the bottom 16 Mr. Bureaucrat. It's almost double each way odds. It's a very open race. Omission and Crawl may jump equal favourites, but the best back late has certainly been 16 Mr. Bureaucrat at each way odds.
So money for plenty of them here in the Emirates Stakes. 1600 metre start over by the river off that little chute there. Outside barriers, they'll need to go up quickly. And here are the selections from the panel. Jennifer's gone 13, 4 and 7 Defy the top pick. Umrun the best outsider. Simon Marshall, who we'll be speaking to in a moment, 3, 10 and 5. He's gone for Mr. Murphy. Weasel Will is best outsider. Let's see, 5, 4 and 7 has gone for higher. Omission, well, it came up too short, as we said. Dan Maliki's gone for 10, 2, 5. Omission on top. Ackerbilk the best outsider. And my selections will be there in a moment. Gary Willetts, 13, 10 and 9. Defier on top for Gary. Weasel Will, his best roughie. And I like high number 5 if he puts his best foot forward to beat 9 and 10 and Defier, my best outsider. Roy Higgins has joined me as they move up for the Emirates.
Yes, Pete, very open race, many chance. I've been waiting for this race for Omission. He loves a firm track. Half an hour ago, what do? We get a downpour of rain. Doubt whether it will have much effect at this particular stage. I'd marked him on top, number 10, Omission. Certainly 13 Defier. Very, very honest. 18 Desert Eagle would have been a value. Barrier 1, he's going to give you a good sight, and 5 higher. I marked them 10, 13, 18 and 5. Pete?
Thanks very much to Roy Higgins joining us prior to the start of the big one, the Group 1 Emirates Stakes. Also joining us, Simon Marshall. And Simon, we were confused this morning. We're probably even more confused now. It is tough.
Geez, Pete, what about the downpour that we've just had? I'm still sticking with my top selection, though, number 13, Defy. He's had 3 starts for 2 wins on the dead track, Pete, so he'll get through this okay. Omission, a little bit of a worry now that the rain's fallen. And Lazar Galetta now I'm going to bring in as my best roughie, Pete. He loves to sting out of the track. His form's been sensational. And the Fruities had a winner early in the day with Chong Tong, so, and they're quietly confident. I had a chat with Lee before.
Quickly, what about the riders in outside gates? Do they have to make a decision and make one quickly?
They do, Peter. They've only got a short run to the first bend, and they've either got to go forward or they've got to give ground away to fit in. Most important that you get cover here on the track. It won't make too much difference from the 800 metres. They'll be all looking to get off the fence because it's no good. So 3 and 4 and 5 deep from the 800 metres, spot on. Just about right, Dan and Gary for the Emirates.
All locked away, Group 1 over the mile at Flemington. Couple a bit toey near the inside. Ackerbilk, one of those. Settled now, racing. Jumping well, Desert Eagle. Umram got the best of the start from gate number 2. A Final Fantasy right up there early with Lord Essex and Mr. Murphy, and La Belladama from a wider draw is moving across the face of the field to take up the running. Final Fantasy may have got a little bit tightened up there. It's back to about 8th at the moment. Over on the inside, Ackerbilk, and going forward was higher. It'll get to about 5th or 6th on settling down. Flavors midfield, then came Omission and Defier from Weasel Will. 2 lengths to La Zagaletta, and drifting back, Crawl last, and inside of it, Mr. Bureaucrat. About 1,000 metres to go, and La Belladama in a usual roll in front, leading Lord Essex. Up to 3rd, Mr. Murphy, and then 4th, Desert Eagle, a length away, Umram. Next is higher. He's close as the speed slackens right off here mid-stage. Then Ackerbilk, few of the horses starting to pull a bit. Next is Final Fantasy from Flavour, Omission, Weasel Will, Defier. Then La Zagaletta, Crawl second last, and 2 lengths to Mr. Bureaucrat. As they round the turn, 700 to travel. La Belladama in front of Lord Essex and Mr. Murphy. Desert Eagle is poised right behind them, 4th. And then came Umram. Next is higher from Flavour, Ackerbilk nearer the inside. And then Final Fantasy and Omission. Well back, La Zagaletta nearer the rails from Weasel Will. Then came Defier and Crawl into the straight though. La Belladama 2 lengths. Desert Eagle gets out. Then Lord Essex. Next Omission, Umram down the outside higher. Then came Ackerbilk. La Belladama trying to do it again, but Desert Eagle's issuing the challenge. La Zagaletta's making up good ground. Omission down the outside. La Belladama and Desert Eagle from La Zagaletta. Flying Omission. Ollie trying to lift Omission. Desert Eagle in front. Desert Eagle. Desert Eagle a half ahead Omission. 3rd's close, La Belladama, and on the inside, La Zagaletta. Then Defier. Next in was Crawl. Further back to Final Fantasy. Then Mr. Bureaucrat. From Ackerbilk, Umram, higher. Then came Lord Essex and Flavour, and Mr. Murphy got tired and ends up at the tail of the field.
Yeah, lovely ride by Kieran McAvoy to get Desert Eagle home here. Gee, La Bella Dama, it got such an easy run in front. I thought he was going to get away with it again. But when Desert Eagle put the pressure on, well, Mark Aston, you've got someone pretty happy down there.
Congratulations, what a close finish.
Oh, it's fantastic. The thrill is just unbelievable. I tell you what, I couldn't express it. It's been an incredible week. We'd never run until this morning, and mate, to win this on the last day of the carnival, it is just unbelievable. I can tell you, my trainer's done a great job with this bloke.
Congratulations, enjoy tonight and really celebrate.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
We're tying a big one on.
Thanks to Mark Aston. Congratulations to the winning connections. Roy Higgins gave this one a chance at big odds, and it's just ducked in there. The head-on's going to be interesting here. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Look at Emission getting home on the outside. La Zagaleta over closer to the fence, but all honours with the winner. And Gary Willits, as you said, it was a beautiful ride by Kieran McAvoy. Now let's just point these horses out for you. That is Desert Eagle there. Now you'll find Emission is actually the horse that is right behind Desert Eagle. Now watch what he has to do. He has to do a gradual right-hand turn, shoulder the horse in the light colours, Umrum out of the way. Watch him go across the heels of Lord Essex and watch him put the shoulder into Umrum on the outside to make the run. Terrific ride by D. Oliver. I thought he was going to get there in the last little bit, but you can't take anything away from the winner, Gary. Lovely ride.
Yes, again, it was a very good ride, but Emission, like, he just sort of got back that little bit, and as you said, he had to shift Umrun out of the way to get the run. And, gee, put in the big strides, but Desert Eagle had just gone away then. Just gets it a little bit close on La Bella Dama there. But I don't think there's any trouble there.
I'll tell you what, Gary, he didn't win, but Scott Seamer's ride aboard La Bella Dama was a beauty because he got across and then just tried to dictate his own terms.
Look,
he did.
He slowed that pace down from the 1200 to about the 800, and I thought, gee, these horses behind are going to be in awful trouble here. Well, Johnny Letts, I suppose you've got a very happy Kieran McAvoy with you.
Very happy, and what a season Kieran's had. Last year, this time, he's won the Melbourne Cup. He's gone on, and he's also won the Blue Diamond. Now he's come out and he's won the Emirates Stakes, and it's another Group 1. Kieran, $500,000. What a season!
Yeah, fantastic, Letty. It's you know, this horse is emergency, and just picked the ride up this morning, so couldn't be happier.
You actually picked the ride up this morning?
Yeah, well, I was on the third emergency, and he didn't get a run. I said to Matty Elton early this morning about 4:30, hope you haven't got a rider for that horse.
Did you, in a $500,000 race, you pick up the winning ride in the morning of the race? Now, you had a lovely run all the way, Kieran.
Yeah, he drew one. He let a couple go around him and just stopped in the box seat, so relaxed really well and got out when I needed to get out.
Second horse come at you quick, but on the line there was a head margin, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, he had an easy enough run, this horse. It was always going to be hard for something to come from behind and get me, I thought. So
he's taken a good step, hasn't he, today, to Group 1?
Yeah, well, I mean, he ran second to a horse I won on another day, Scenic Peak, and today backed up a week later and stepped to the mile, he's won, so it's a good effort.
Congratulations, mate. Another Group 1.
Thanks, Letty.
Another Group 1. It was the Melbourne Cup last year. It's the Emirates Stakes this year. Here's the winning trainer, Matthew Ellerton. Well done, Matty.
Thanks, Peter.
Lovely ride, wasn't it? Karen was just telling us the story that he picked up the ride this morning.
Yeah, he was on the third emergency. You know, we tossed the coin whether we'd run him, and we accepted on Thursday in second emergency. So, you know, we waited till this morning to engage someone.
And he rode it beautifully too. After La Bella Dama got to the front, stacked them up, he was dictating again, but Karen just gave yours every chance.
Yeah, you know, Miles only probably just sees out the mile, but he drew one and he was well weighted, so you know, he rode him terrific.
It looked as though he was going to win probably convincingly with about 100 metres to go, but it looked as though he ducked in. Did that cause you a bit of heart failure?
Oh yeah, you know, it might have had something to do with his hard run last Saturday, but you know, all credit to the horse, he's going really well.
One for the young blokes today. Well done.
Thank you.
Matty Ellerton, the winning trainer, and Kieran McAvoy, who only just turned 21 just a couple of weeks ago. He was 20 years of age when he won the Melbourne Cup last year, and now another Group 1 victory as he comes back into the mounting yard aboard this horse, Desert Eagle, trained by the young man Matthew Ellerton, who has such a future in this game. In second placing, Emission. Lovely ride by Damien Oliver. The horse ran on really well. Third home in the race was number 9, and that was La Bella Dama. Scott Seamer dictating the terms in front. So as Kieran McAvoy and Desert Eagle come back to scale, we will take a break. We'll be back with the presentation after the running of the big one. On the final day of the carnival, the Group 1 Emirates Stakes. You'll see it here on Network 10.
Welcome Welcome back to the final day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival, Emirates Stakes Day. See, they don't care if it's raining. Don't care. Put your little Mac on and away you go on your hobby horse. Have a great day today, the kids, and we're after a correct weight from Des Gleeson, Chairman of Stewards, on the Emirates Stakes for 2001. Very good win indeed. Kieran McAvoy having a wonderful 12 or 18 months or so. There it is. There's correct weight, and that means Danny Malecki up in his box can pay us some money.
Certainly, Tim. Desert Eagle 18.90 and 5.80. Emission 2.10 and make that 2.30 on Super Tab. La Bella Dama 3.70 for the place. Quinella paid 74.90. 171.50 the exacta. Trifecta 1,500 and 170, and the running double was a pretty big one, a 762.10 on 14 and 18. Tim, I noticed this horse on the Total St. Gary before. It was $30 earlier on into about 18 or 19 in the end. Was there any money in the ring for it?
Not at all, Dan. It stayed about the same price all the way through. In fact, it was one that was kept very, very safe, and interesting enough, all three place getters in that race all raced impressively and all filled a place at least on Derby Day, so they took no harm from the hard track on Derby Day, but no money at all really for Desert Eagle. Damien Oliver's had one of those days today. Everyone wants to be on Damien. All his horses are opening up at short prices, and this race is no exception. That is the A-Train. Some say it's his best ride for the day. So Tim Webster, Damien Oliver is on the A-Train. Let's hope you're on it too.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Well, not yet anyway. I suppose I've got a couple of minutes to do that. Yeah, he's in just spectacular form, Damien Oliver. There's no doubt about that. His riding style, he's always been a great rider, but he is without a doubt, and no one would argue with you, the #1 rider in the country at the moment, D. Oliver. And when he gets on one, you're always given a sight. That's absolutely for sure. Weather seems to have gone away a little bit. It's a bit inclement here this afternoon. They said it would be, but it's not too bad. A little cool, and the kids are having a ball, as I said before. They don't really care too much about it. And if you're wondering, of course, you must know why we're wearing our poppies on our lapels too, Pete and I and the rest of the guys. It is, of course, Remembrance Day tomorrow, so don't forget to buy one. Very important day in Australia, Remembrance Day. And there was something else. What was everyone doing lined up outside the town hall this morning? Something else going on today? Oh, them. No, don't vote. It only encourages them. I'm only kidding. I hope you all have voted today. And Pete, did you manage to cast yours before you came here today?
Yes, nice and early, Tim. Called in at the polling booth, and I can tell you there were plenty lined up where I voted at 8 o'clock this morning. And I might just say to you, I think you may have gone off a fraction early about the weather, Tim, because it is about to turn very ugly here. There are some very big raindrops falling. Jim, we've seen a bit of lightning around the place. So
people are running, I can tell you that.
My old friend here, it's going to be shades of a couple of years ago when we looked as though we'd been in a swimming pool.
For sure. Now, Pete, while I've got a second, I have an uncle who's 96 today, Uncle Doug Billingham. So happy birthday. He watches the race.
Yes, well, I hope you're nice and dry, Uncle Doug. Here's the presentation now after the running of the Emirates Stakes, and our Master of Ceremonies, Rob Gaylard.
Thank you very much, Peter. Yes, it is a little bit of a battle at the moment here, but we'll get through this as quickly as we possibly can. Ladies and gentlemen, another thrilling Emirates. Gives me great pleasure to introduce the chairman, Mr. Andrew Ramsden.
I'd like to say good afternoon, but I really can't. Honourable Rob Hulls, Minister of Racing, ladies, gentlemen and families, for 4 years now, Emirates Day has signalled the end of this fabulous festival at Flemington. What a wonderful way to finish this week, except for the weather. An exciting win by Desert Eagle, owned by Contract Racing, and congratulations to Kieran McAvoy, jockey, and to Matthew Elton, the trainer. Emirates is no doubt a special airline and has won numerous industry awards for service excellence, including Airline of the Year awards. We are delighted with our association with Emirates, and long may it continue. In a recent press release, it was announced that Emirates Airlines had placed an order for 58 planes from Boeing and Airbus with a total of $15 billion US, which is a wonderful news for the travel industry at a time of travel downturn. Hang on there. Emirates now fly to 56 destinations from its hub in Dubai. It is expected by 2010 that 15 million tourists will visit Dubai, compared to just 3.7 million 2 years ago. Emirates is well known to many Australians who travel on the airline to the world's richest horse race, the Dubai World Cup, which is held in March. We are lucky at Flemington to have so many dedicated, hard-working and wonderful people working at this carnival, On behalf of the committee and everybody who has visited this week, I say a sincere thank you to the team of thousands who have allowed us to enjoy ourselves so much. I now welcome Mr. Keith Longstaff, Senior General Manager, Commercial Operations, Emirates, to make the presentation.
Thank you, Andrew, and I'll keep this very short. The Melbourne Cup Carnival has an international reputation for excellence in horse racing, style and hospitality, and its inclement weather. Emirates is proud of the association it has with the Carnival and the Emirates Stakes Day. It gives me great pleasure to present this trophy on behalf of Emirates Airline to the owners, represented by David Moody. It's the big one over.
Thank you. I think we just got
a little picture.
Yeah, we'll hold it for you.
Mr. Ramsden, members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Longstaff. I'd like to firstly thank Emirates for supporting the race and their sponsorship. Obviously greatly appreciated. Flemington for turning on a wonderful carnival. Matthew for a great training effort, and Kieran for an excellent ride. Carried it out instructions to perfection. To Ben, the strapper, and all the staff at Hobson's Lodge for all their dedicated work, and to my partner in the horse, Paul Luntz, for it's actually his call to run the race, run the horse today. We sort of doubted him getting a mile, so congratulations to Paul for a great call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. And now we would like to present the trainer, Matthew Ellerton. Could he come forward, please? Thank you.
Chairman, the committee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank the sponsors, Emirates, for putting on such a great race. I'd like to thank all the staff at Hobson's Lodge. It's a great thrill to win a Group 1 at Flemington, especially at this time of year. To Kieran, great ride. And thank you very much.
And last but not least, the trophy for the jockey of the winning horse, Desert Eagle, Mr. Kieran McAvoy. Congratulations. Thank you.
Mr. Ramsden, Chairman of the committee, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I'd like to thank Emirates for doing a great job with the final day of the carnival, great sponsors of this race. Also to Mr. Moody, Mr. Gronspool Luntz, the owners of the horse, and also to Matthew Ellerton. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, well done, Kieran. Well done, all of you, in fact, under what were very trying circumstances up on that stage. Village Roadshow Welter is next. 3 races to go. Final day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival, Emirates Stakes Day. Come back and join us after this.
Come on, Robes.
It's turned into a dirty old day for the people on the lawns out there. Rain continuing to fall here at Flemington after the big one, the Emirates Stakes, won by Desert Eagle. The next race, 7, the Village Roadshow Welter, 3:25 is the starting time. Scratchings are 11, 18 and 19. Stephen Baster rides 16. What did you come up with, Jen?
Number 2, Adolescence, Pete. Unlucky in the Werribee Cup when he was forced wide outside the lead there. And he was also unlucky in the Coonji as well. I thought if he was, he is due for a change of luck, and if he gets that today, he's certainly there with a strong chance. Number 9, the A-Train's going to be very hard to beat. And one under a bit of value, number 10, Viva La Vie for 3rd.
Yeah, for all the reasons that you have mentioned, I've gone for Adolescence too. I thought the Werribee run was really good, so there you go. We're in agreement. So's Dan, so's Simon. And the other two, John Letts and Gary Willits, have gone with the favourite, the A-Train, who is very impressive. Now, I must say, with this weather, a friend of mine has let me down because he is a man of the cloth. And while he was doing his ecclesiastical duties the other day, he said that he would pray that there would be no rain for the rest of the carnival after Melbourne Cup Day.
Yes.
He also said there'd be no wind, and he's let us down. It's not very pleasant down here, is it?
No, it's not, Pete, but hey, we're having fun anyway.
We're having fun, and I'll tell you where it is very pleasant. We're going to be there later on, the Marquee, and that's where Sandra Sully is no doubt high and dry.
Well, I am am, and we will be waiting for you too with some warm hospitality when you can make it down here. But yes, I am high and dry, warm and cosy, and it's appropriate this family day, this Emirates Stakes Day, to have one of Australia's most celebrated family acts, sister to sister, Sharon and Christine Muscat. Welcome to Stakes Day.
Thank you very much. It's our first, and the weather's not working, but apart from that, it's all fantastic.
Now, we're chuffed that you could join us. You've just come back from an Asian tour. Tell us how it went.
It was just loads of fun. We love the place, and it was great to be home. We spent a lot of time in Australia this year writing and recording, so it's just cool.
I think the craziness was last year. This year we've really regrouped and made Australia home once again, which is good.
Yeah.
Now, you're working on another album at the moment, working on songs. How's it coming along? Are you finding that inspiration?
Well, we love to write, we love to sing, and that's what we love to do. So, you know, we're going to stick to it, and we're going to keep on going.
Now, the other thing you both love to do is support many charities, and I know that you're real champions of particularly Canteen and a couple of those other ones.
Yeah,
what have you got in store for the next little while? I know you'll be working on a number of projects.
Yeah, we are actually doing the carols for Canteen at the end of this year, and also the carols actually on Network 10 for the steps of Parliament House. We're doing that.
That'll be fun.
Well, I look forward to catching up with you on that night, so we'll all be working together.
Yes. And so on the 24th of November, we're supporting Australian talent too, judging a talent quest called Planet Heaven. So that'll be fun. Australian talent, that's what you need to push.
Now, it's your first time to Flemington. Have you had a chance to have a little flutter? No.
Not too much. We kind of just got here and
They're enjoying the marquee, I think, too much.
The marquee, you know.
Look, I can understand. Thanks so much for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of the cosy warmth and hospitality that we can offer here at 10, and it's great that you could join us.
Gorgeous, beautiful as usual.
Oh, you're so kind. All right, we'll look after you too.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
There you go, Sandra. I don't have to give you a rap today. Somebody else has done it. Now, cue camera 6. We've got a camera 6. Camera 2. Want you to buy this, and I'll tell you for why. Imagine having this behind the bar in the home somewhere, commissioned by the Australian Racing Museum, painted by renowned equine artist Judith Lemon. A beautiful painting, commemorative painting, includes the Hall of Fame inductees as well as an absolute who's who of racing. You can see Bart there, there's Gay, Phar Lap represented, so is Kingston Town, and they're all on the plaque on the bottom of the painting. There's the number, 1-800-827-463, in support of, and this is the important thing, Save the Children Fund, Open Family Australia and the St Vincent's Institute for Medical Research. That's where the money goes to. 900 copies, that's all there are available for sale to the public. And if my memory serves me, correct me, producer in my ear if I'm not right, $375, I think, including $395, there you go, including postage and handling. Call that number and buy one. It would be, look, it's a great painting, but a very worthy thing to do for charity as well. We'll take a break. Come back and join us on the other side. It's Emirates Stakes Day, the Melbourne Cup Carnival.
Another jockey on at its next start.
Chris Munch jumped on Snowland in the Breeders' Plate and said he found a sound pit and fell into it.
I give it every chance and I actually slaughtered it. I said this needs a bit of time and needs more ground. So send it to the furthest spelling paddock you got, 40 acres.
The horse couldn't run on because the grass was too long.
The trainers blame the jockeys and the jockeys blame the track curators.
Probably you gave me the wrong instructions.
It's a load of rubbish, whatever it was anyway. They're full of
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? He did it. It was all his fault. They're great little blokes, great athletes. You've got to love the jockeys, don't you? Now, Peter Donegan, I'm sorry about this weather thing. I did it on Tuesday too. I said, come on down, it's fantastic, the weather's great. 30 seconds later, absolutely heaved. And the point is, who listens to weathermen anyway? So don't pay any attention to me.
Exactly right. And as Jen will tell you, tipping in the run.
Tipping in the run. You just can't do it. You're always wrong, I can assure you.
Hey, speaking of books, the jockeys have got an excuse book that thick, but this book here is going to come out in a couple of weeks.